Patrick, thank you. A new bill waiting for a signature from Governor Kathy Hochul to make law could send the Sheridan Park crematory packing or even shut down. It is operated by the Amigone Funeral Home.
That's right. In a statement to News 4, Anthony Amigone, the president of the funeral home, says the legislation only impacts the Sheridan Park crematory. He goes on to say Amigone is a separate business and they will continue to operate. They will continue to operate elsewhere if the bill gets the governor's signature.
Joining us now via Zoom to talk about the bill he sponsored is Assemblyman Bill Conrad. Bill, thank you so much for taking the time this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
So this is something that has been going on for years now. Let's begin with maybe a little background for those who may be unfamiliar. What makes this whole situation so controversial?
Well, in 1998, the state outlawed a combo crematory and funeral home. And after that period, the Amigone Funeral and the Sheridan Park Crematory were combined before and were given grandfather status. Well, we've had quite a few incidents, two major ones, and they were shut down for 6 years at one point, and again after the incident in 2020. And the day I literally took office in the Assembly, they were allowed to refire up under the DEC after paying a $7,500 fine. And we passed a law in 2021 to allow them to move away from the residential neighborhood. They have not done that. And so now we've passed a bill through both houses of the Senate and the Assembly to allow basically the government to revoke their grandfather status and get the crematory to move.
Bill, you know, you laid out a history so well there in terms of how long this has been a problem. And clearly there have been major problems at that facility. Even the state agrees and imposed that $7,500 fine. So we know there's a history there. But speaking of that history, you also mentioned it's a long one. It goes all the way back to the 90s. Why do you think it took this long and so many mess ups or so many problems on behalf of that facility before this legislation finally got its support that it needed?
Well, I think, like I said, it was closed down for 6 years, and it was the Attorney General of New York State that attempted to shut them down permanently, but they lost in court under that piece. There wasn't legislation to allow that. So we, of course, understand that the Amigone Funeral Company and the crematories are necessary, but at the same time, we just wanted them to move. We gave them some time to do that. We created the legislation to allow them to do that, and they haven't. So we set a deadline, and we put our work to fruition.
Why do you think they chose not to act when the state and the legislature gave them the opportunity? The state provided them with the out, right?
There was some misunderstanding between legal. Their legal team said that they couldn't. Our legal team said they could. They were looking outside, but in my mind, they didn't move fast enough. And if I lived in that neighborhood, I wouldn't want it there.
So you talk about if you lived in that neighborhood. What have you heard from residents? What is it like to live next to a crematory?
Well, like I said, there's been several major incidents, and they always complain. And I get calls every day to my office since I took office in 2021. And they call and talk about the smell, they talk about the noise, and the continual issue. And the real incidents landed human ashes on their backyards. And that was twice that we had that incident happen, and we don't want to see that repeated once more.
So, Bill, let's talk about the future with this. We talk about residents before. They have to be elated, especially those of some of them we've become familiar with over the years because they've been involved that long. So they have to be happy. And then what is the future? What are we talking about when we can see action, especially for those neighbors who live right around that area?
Well, if I'm a neighbor, I'm going to see some pessimism at this point because they've seen the government shut it down and tried again to make this happen. So until this bill is signed, I don't think they're elated at one bit, and I wouldn't be either. At the same time, once this bill is signed, Amigone will have 180 days to either shut down or move the operation. And at that point, maybe there will be a celebration.
Bill, do you have any reason to believe that the governor, Kathy Hochul, will not sign this bill? Because that's the last step, right? Just her signature?
Well, right now we're busy finishing up our session, and she has a whole litany of bills to take a look at right now and a lot of issues going on in New York State. My hope is that she gets to it sooner than later.
And you mentioned if it's passed, Amigone will have 180 days to move. What happens if they do not move?
Under this legislation, they would no longer allowed to, and the DC would revoke the permit.
Is this, because it is legislation, does this prevent or head off any potential lawsuits? In other words, this law gets signed by the governor, they have 180 days. Could they file a lawsuit or something to get a judge to stop this movement from ever happening?
Well, anyone can file a lawsuit, and certainly when a law is put through, they can challenge it and say, oh, well, the previous practice was allowed. But I would have to speak to counsel to give you any better information on that. I'm not I'm not at liberty to do that at this point.
Assemblyman Bill Conrad, this is a story, of course, we will keep following. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us and share the updates with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.